Why were stripper clip fed pistols a thing, and particularly why did they carry on for as long as they did? So it kind of makes sense with a pistol as early as the broom handle, 1896. Obviously, they're trying to figure it out here in the 1890s. So maybe just stripper clip loading made sense that early on in semi-automatic pistol development. But then again, why did it carry on, and why were guns like the Roth-Krinka and the Steyr-Hahn, developed much later on? Well, there's sort of two big reasons for stripper clip fed pistols. The first reason is cost. These little stripper clips, of course, are just, in many cases, just stamped sheet metal. They're very, very inexpensive, especially compared to a magazine. These magazines are very expensive. You have to keep up with them, and with a lot of these early guns, the magazines are actually numbered to the pistol. So a lot of times these magazines, were hand fit, or at least ensured that they, properly worked with early semi-automatic pistols. So you definitely had a lot of additional cost. Of course, these magazines can get, lost and everything, and you need more. Replacement magazines were definitely a thing. Well, with one of these, if it's meant to be disposable, then these are very, very cheap. You could throw them away, or you keep them, reuse them. These are definitely much cheaper. And when you're looking at a military's budget and you need, hundreds of thousands or maybe millions of these things, the savings really adds up. Another reason is reliability. The reliability of a detachable magazine is really just as good as the magazine is fit for the gun. Magazine interchangeability wasn't a truly universal thing with these early semi-automatic handguns. And so with these early guns, really, you just have to make sure that the pistol's internal magazine works. You design that from the beginning, and these guns are going to be reliable whatever, because the reliability of the pistols does not, rely on the clips that just simply load the ammo into the guns. So these guns can be more reliable because they do not rely on a magazine and a magazine's feed lips. The feed lips on a magazine, they can get damaged, and the feed lips inside of the pistol's magazine are, of course, these are much more robust internal magazines. Now, you might be thinking about reload speed when it comes to this, and just how much faster it is to just, press a button and put a new magazine into the gun. But these magazines had to be retained. They had to be retained in a magazine pouch, typically, or in a pocket. So these magazines weren't really meant to fly out of these guns. You would have to manually pull the magazine out, you'd put the magazine away, grab your new magazine, and then feed that in. And that is sort of extra time. Whenever you think about magazine retention and add that time to the equation, these aren't that much slower, really. Now, when it comes to collectability, Mauser C96 clips are pretty cheap and pretty available. A lot of them tend to be very rusty, I've noticed. Steyr-Hahn, these little 8-round clips, tend to be very prevalent and cheap. These actually work pretty well in C96s. The Roth-Krinka stripper clips, though, these are pretty uncommon and very expensive. Very hard to find. When something was made to be disposable and is rather a complex piece, then that's sort of a recipe for just being hard to find and hard to replicate. It's a lot cheaper to make a reproduction of a Mauser C96 clip than something like this. I do believe that there are 3D printed versions of these. That might be a good employment of a 3D printer. Now, as far as which of these stripper clip fed pistols I would prefer, I think I would prefer the Steyr-Hahn. I think it has the best ergonomics. It's the quickest loading with this little 8-round clip. And this thing is actually, unironically, a tack driver. It is a very accurate pistol. Let me know which pistol you prefer, and let me know if I missed any points about stripper clip fed pistols.